I'm just kidding. Those coaches work extremely hard to find other avenues to provide funding, academic, donors in the community, things like that. So obviously they still fund a team. They are able to have a roster of 28, so they find the money somewhere to do it. Let's see. All right, let's talk about academics. Who thinks that their academics are important right now? Okay, so you guys, whether you are in high school now or in middle school or wherever you're at, you are building the foundation for what is going to be the most important part of your college career, okay? It truly does not matter how good of a soccer player you are if you cannot get into the school academically, okay? There are standards at every level for your test scores, your GPA, the classes that you bring in from high school, your graduation requirements, lots of things that all determine whether you get accepted or not. Just because you are the best soccer player on the field does not mean that you're the best person in the classroom, which can prohibit you from going to school at the school that potentially is your dream school. So it's extremely important for you guys to make good decisions regarding homework and studying and all of those things. I know that it's not always the most fun thing. I did it 10 years ago. It wasn't the most fun, but it paid off in the long run. A lot of schools now will offer scholarships based off of your test scores and your GPA. So right now FGCU offers a scholarship for out-of-state students that if they get above a 3.5 and above a 1700 on their SAT, they get $15,000 right away because they want out-of-state students to come to school here. So there are probably lots of other schools in the country that want the same thing because schools want out-of-state students. Okay, they want to show that they can pull from all over the country. So something as simple as getting a 3.5 and getting a test score, $15,000. Okay, so just remember that. Just focus in on that. That if you can reach certain standards, money will come in for you to go to school. So, any questions? Sorry, I know I'm doing a lot of talking because I'm thirsty, but it's okay. No? Nothing? Okay, moving on. All right, so we're going to discuss the recruitment how-tos and the ways for you girls to, and parents, for you guys to learn more about the college process and how you can get looked at by coaches. So, as you get older, because I know that most of the girls here right now are still in middle school, some of you are in high school, and you're going to start doing this in the upcoming months. So, the best thing is for your teams to attend college showcases. Okay? There are some that are in-state, there are some that are out of state. It will really depend at the level that your team is currently playing at. For me, I traveled from New Jersey to a showcase that was in Florida, and that's how I was seen by FGCU. So obviously, it's an easy drive for them to go over to the East Coast to see me play, but they also traveled to lots of tournaments outside of the state of Florida. I saw them in a few other states as well. So, attending the showcase tournaments. When you go to attend a showcase tournament, there's going to be a list that's emailed out of the college coaches that will be attending. So, if I was Tish and I was attending this tournament and I saw a list of coaches, I would go through and I would try to pick the top 5 that I had an interest in, that I wanted to come and see me play. So I would reach out to them through email and I would say, "Hi, Coach Rob, my name's Tish. I play for the Medford Strikers. My jersey number is 21, and we're playing in the Orange Classic Showcase Tournament in Fort Lauderdale from December 29th through the 31st. Say, I have a great interest in FGCU and would really love for you to attend my games. Here is my schedule." Okay? So So what information did I just, very short, simple, but what information did I just give to that coach? Tell me one thing. Jersey number, okay, what else? You and Beth. Location of the tournament, Haley. Dates of the tournament. My name, times of the game. Okay, and then I think the only thing that somebody didn't say is your club team. Okay, so by providing them this information, you gave them very specific things that they would need to locate you and to figure out where you needed to be. A lot of times people will send an email that just says, hey coach, well, the worst thing you could do is send an email to multiple coaches at one time. Okay, don't let them see that you're sending it to 7 schools that you're suddenly so interested in and you think it's the best place ever and it's your dream school to go there. When you see 7 different schools, it's not your dream school to go there, okay? So if you can send an email that's very precise and very specific, it will help the coach. They receive hundreds of emails before these tournaments. So when they're filing their information and trying to make their schedule of their games, they want it to be as specific as possible, okay? If you don't send that information and you just say, hi coach, my name's Tish, I'm playing in this tournament, hope to see you there. Okay? They might see you and they might wave, but you gave them nothing to find your games or see you as a player. So, like I said, you need to be specific. It's also a good idea that if anything changes, game times, field locations, anything like that, if you are serious about wanting them to come see you play, send a follow-up email. Say, hey coach, I just wanted to let you know my game got switched from 8 to 9:30 and it's on field 4 instead of field 7. Hope to see you there. They might not see that email because they're going to be on the field and things will be busy, but at least you tried. Okay? If you make the effort, that's what matters. Another good way, if your team is not participating in showcase tournaments or you don't feel like they're participating in enough showcase tournaments, you can attend summer camps. Who has been to a college summer camp? Who liked the college summer camp that they went to? Eden. Okay, I hope you didn't go to FFJ, but that's all I'll say. Yeah, okay. Anyways, okay, Haley, where'd you go? UF, what did you like about it? Okay, really straightforward, taught you how to think in games. Anybody else? Who else went to, did anybody go anywhere besides FGCU? Emma, where'd you go? Oh, okay, well, we already discussed UF. Anywhere else? Yes?
Florida Southeastern.
Florida Southeastern, what did you like about it?
You get to travel to campus and see everything. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you kind of got to experience what a college player gets to experience. Very cool. Okay, so attending the summer camps is always a good way for you to get, like she just said, get a feel for the campus, get a feel for the experience as a whole, all of those things. My suggestion is that if you're going to spend the money to attend a summer camp, because I know that they get very expensive very quickly, I would recommend going to one that there is going to be multiple coaches at that you would like to see you. Okay? So FGCU brings in about 8 different coaches, 8 different schools, and typically they're from the state of Florida. But if 2 or 3 of those schools are somewhere that you could see yourself going, it's a good idea for you to attend that camp. If you're going to a school and only one school is looking at you, make sure that you're going to your dream school to go attend that camp because they can be upwards of like $800. And if you don't really care about any of those places, then I don't know that it's worth the money for you. The University of South Florida has a great camp that they run in the summer. They bring in close to 20 to 25 schools. So the more broad spectrum that you have in regards to that, the better off that you will be. One thing that I would say about the college showcases and the summer camps is that if you go and play in a tournament or attend a summer camp, follow up with written communication. Okay? Reach out to the coach via email and say, this is how we did in the tournament. I'm not sure if you were able to see me, but if you were, I would love some feedback. I was hoping to make a call. things with you, anything like that. There are certain rules with NCAA as to when a coach can call you. That's later in life, okay? When you're a junior or a senior, after a certain date, a coach can call you. But right now, you could call a coach at any time. If they answer, great. If they don't, leave them a voicemail and let them know when you will be calling them again, okay? When I was coaching, if somebody called and I didn't answer and they said, hey coach, I'm going to be calling you tomorrow at 5, I tried to set a reminder that somebody was going to be calling me in 5 minutes when it was like 4:55. Now, college coaches are obviously very busy. They get a lot of calls, a lot of emails, things like that. Don't be discouraged if they don't get back in touch with you right away. Continue to follow up. They're not going to be like, oh my goodness, that girl Tish, she's so annoying, she keeps calling, okay? People call all the time, so it's okay. One last thing that I will say before we move on to questions is that it is extremely important for you girls to be realistic about your future regarding college and college soccer and things like that. If you are passionate about something and you want to be a biomedical engineer, I would not recommend choosing a university to play soccer at that doesn't have biomedical engineering, because they are going to want you to play at their school and they're going to encourage you to change your major to something else, probably like communication, which is what I have a degree in, but it's fine. I've changed my major 5 times. I have a very wide spectrum of knowledge, but that's okay. If you are passionate about something, look for schools to play at that have that major, okay? You do not want to make a life decision about what you are going to do for years to come based off of soccer, okay? You play college soccer for 4 years. The percentage of people that go to play professionally is very, very small. Okay, I said that 2.3% play, 2.3% of high school females play Division I soccer. The percentage of that plays professionally is like less than 1. Okay, so be realistic. If you want to do something with your life after college, don't make your college choice without that major in mind. Yes, Abby?
Okay, so when you say like the high school players, are
Yes.
you talking about just seniors?
No, I'm talking about all high school.
Okay.
So, okay, good question. Anyway, Addie, what do you want to be when you get older?
I don't know.
No idea?
Well, like something in the medical field. I
Okay.
guess.
So something in the medical field. So my recommendation to you and to anybody is that you need to look at colleges that have something in the medical field. Okay, you're not going to go to like a liberal arts college thinking that you want to do something in the medical field. Okay. Like I said though, I changed my major 5 times and still graduated in 3.5 years. So you do not have to know right away what you want to do. I was in psychology, resort and hospitality management, elementary education, business, and communication. So I like to think that I now have a resume that allows me to do anything for the rest of my life, okay? However, sometimes I struggle with a little bit of identity and wondering what I should actually be doing. So right now, working in the club and getting to be around you girls seems to be the best fit so far. But you can change your mind, okay? That's the beauty of this story, is that you are not locked in from your first day of school with what you want to do. So Addie, it's okay that you don't know what you want to do. You can figure it out as you go. Okay. What questions do we have? Oh, yes. Go ahead, ma'am.
So if the showcases that you go to are ones that are like more like not okay, okay, let me give my question.
Okay.
Do coaches from like the West Coast come to like showcases that are on the East Coast?
Okay, good question. So it's going to depend on the level of the showcase, okay? So there are showcases throughout the year, specifically the ones that I attended and as a coach and as a player would be Jeff Cup and Castle. There's a San Diego showcase, Castle's in North Carolina, Jeff Cup's in Virginia. Okay, there's a tournament at PBA in New Jersey. That's huge. Those showcase tournaments that bring in like hundreds of coaches, people from the West Coast travel to. Now there are going to be not lower level, but smaller showcase tournaments in Florida or in other states local to their area that less coaches from broader areas come to. One thing you have to keep in mind is that college coaches have a recruiting budget, meaning that they don't just have an abundance of money to spend on trips. You have to factor in their flights, their hotels, rental cars, food, all of those things. So they have to pick and choose which events they're going to go to, which is why club teams will pick and choose what showcase events they're going to go to, because it gets very expensive for the parents as well. So coaches try to pick a tournament that's going to be at a high level that there will be a lot of coaches at. Good question though. Anybody else? Let's keep them coming. Let's roll with it. Who else has a question?
I'll ask.
Okay.
So you said that if you can't get into a four-year school, you can go to a junior college.
Correct.
If you play for 2 years, does that eat up? So you only have 2 more years to play?
Correct. So your eligibility is technically you have a 6-year clock. That's a major technicality though, because you have to get cleared for a medical red shirt and a red shirt at that point. Your normal clock of eligibility would be 5 years, and that's if you redshirt one or the other, medical or freshman redshirt. Most people only play for 4 years. So I played for 4 years. Allie Rogers, however, who also works in the club and played at FGCU and now is the assistant coach at FGCU, she played for 5. She tore her ACL in the second game of her freshman year, and so she was given a red shirt for that year, and